Hello, everyone. Good evening. I wish you all a very warm welcome in this webinar. Hope everybody is doing well. This is your host, Javeria, for the day. I'm the moderator here. All right. So I just have one little announcement for you guys. First, there is a request that if by default anybody's mic is, on, then kindly just mute your audio. Then this event, inshallah, will be, try to wrap up in 40 minutes. We'll just try to get done with this whole session in 40 minutes. But if in case we aren't able to, then we will be sending you guys another link once the 40-minute time is done in your WhatsApp group, right? So basically there's, a small rule for that. Like whatever questions you guys have during this entire thing, you guys can just write down your questions via the comment box. They'll be compiled up all over and then they will be answered at the end when the question answer round commences. And before handing the, session over to the host of the day, Mr. Hamad, I would just like to, give you guys an introduction about our host. Well, Mr. Hamad is an audit expert having 10 years of international experience with Asian and Middle Eastern businesses. Currently, he is working as senior supervisor in a large group in Saudi Arabia. Before moving to KSA, he has served KPMG in Pakistan, Dubai, and Qatar in external and internal audit services. Apart from his multicultural and global experience, teaching and training has been his passion. To fulfill his passion, he has been associated with this for the last 10 years. His core area of teaching is audit and specifically US qualifications such as CIA, CISA, and CFE. In this regard, he has taught many students of CA, ACCA, CIA, and CISA locally and globally. His CIA past members are scattered from Pakistan all the way to US and Canada. Educationally, his background is from CA Pakistan. In addition, he has passed his CIA, CISA, and CFE all in the first go, and he was the first person in Pakistan in 2010 who qualified in CIA in 4 months. Well, that's a lot of expertise, mashallah, right? Isn't it? So I'm sure you guys are going to have a wonderful session today with Mr. Hamad, and let's get started. Yes, Mr. Hamad.
Yes, Javiria, thank you very much for this lot of introduction. Thank you very much for that. Hopefully everyone is able to hear me before I start. Yes, Javiria, can you please confirm that everyone is able to hear me so that I can start the webinar?
Sure. Once again, I would like for you guys to just, write in the chat window that if you guys are able to hear Sir Hamad. Yes, I started getting the responses. They can hear you.
Yep. So people are replying that they are able to hear me, right? That's great. Thank you very much for your time, guys, today. And I welcome you on behalf of our Pakistani team to know about ACCA CIA Challenge Exam. Actually, this is one of the opportunities which IIA has provided to ACCA and other qualified members. One chance to get through the exam and become certified internal auditor, which is the only and globally recognized internal audit certification. So I hope I don't have to explain much about the CIA, and you know that this is the only globally accepted certification in the world which gives you competitive edge over your peers regarding the internal audit and related fields, right? So by this point, since you are here for this webinar, I'm assuming that you are much aware of the benefits and its importance and its global acceptance. So I'm not going to explain those benefits here. I am just going to explain the ACCA CIE Challenge Exam, which is the main focus of this webinar today, right? So enough about my experience and all that stuff. So let's move to the real thing. Now, first question which should come to your mind, as we have advertised it thoroughly, and I personally also shared the screenshots from the IIA's website, that these are the professional body members who are allowed or eligible for this exam. So first check is if you are member of any of these bodies, then you are able to go for this exam. Okay, this is the first thing. So you have to make sure that whether you are ACCA, and by ACCA I mean active member. What does that mean? Good standing means you have no dues to clear and your CPDs are up to date. And the next question arises, how can I know that I am an active member or not, right? So you can go to My ACCA in your account, and if you are a member, you can easily download the certificate from there. And if you are still not sure whether you can see that certificate there, you can contact ACCA local chapter or your global ACCA, right? So you can see whether you are active member or not. So this is the most important check, because once you apply for the CIE application program, then the fee will not be refundable, and you know the fee is very high. Okay, so please make sure that if you are ACCA or if you are CPA Canada, I can also guide you with this regard. If your ACCA current membership is not in good standing, for example, but since ACCA members are also eligible for CPA Canada, and you also have CPA Canada with you, and if this certificate is in good standing, that would do the work, right? So if ACCA is in good standing, that's great. But if ACCA is not in good standing and the dues are more, and you have also CPA Canada based on ACCA, and this is in good standing, so you can go for that, right? So for the time being, you can save money for this and apply your money to ACCA CIE exam, right? So this is also a way out. It totally depends on you through which route you want to go. So this was about ACCA and CPA. Just let me clear all drawings from here. Right. So the next thing is CPA Australia, Hong Kong institutes. These all are not applicable to us, right? But another good news, if anyone is joining or has joined this webinar from Saudi Arabia, and if he is a member of Saudi Organization for Certified Public Accountants, which I myself is also a member, so he is also able to join this CIE challenge exam. So one thing I want to repeat here, if you have any questions, you can give your questions or you can type your question in the chat box, and Javeria will take care of all those questions, and at the end we will answer your question. So let us move to the next slide. Okay, so what is actually a CIE challenge exam? CIE challenge exam is the abridged version of normal CIE, and therefore a great chance to become a CIE in 3 months. So I have tried to depict this in this fashion, that CIE in 3 parts, as you can see, CIE part 1, part 2 and part 3. It is merged into one exam, which is CIE challenge exam, and it has 150 MCQs. This you have to keep in mind. Okay, this is not any written exam or the exams which we normally see in ACCA or CA or CIMA, CIMA, right? These are not written exams. These are totally MCQ based exam. And this is the unfortunate part for all of us, because MCQs is more difficult to answer than the written exam, because only one option is correct. You cannot write 4 points in ACCA and CA exams and maybe 3 will be correct and you will get the partial marks. No, it is not like that. It is only one answer. Therefore, this thing makes it one of the most challenging exams. I would not say difficult exam. It is a challenging exam. If you have the right approach, right resources, right guidance, you can pass this easily, right? Okay, so 150 MCQs, and it is 3 hours exam, expected to take 3 hours, but you can also complete it in less than 3 hours. Okay, you don't have to sit there for 3 hours and just to make sure that 3 hours are finished. No, this is not the case. If you have prepared well, you can complete this CIE challenge exam in less than 3 hours. And these are the languages in which this is currently offered: English, Chinese, traditional, Japanese, Portuguese, Spanish and Turkish. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Exam composition. So what is the composition of the exam? Actually, as we have seen in the previous slide, that part 1, I would write here part 1, part 2 and part 3. These all 3 parts are actually combined in one exam. So these are the area of this exam: essentials of internal auditing, practices of internal auditing, which is part 2 in conventional or traditional CIE exam, and business knowledge and internal auditing, which is the part 3 in conventional exam. So these are 3 areas in CIE challenge exam, and the first part covers 35% of the exam, the second part covers 43% of the exam, and the last part is 22. And in last part specifically, it is mainly focused on IT section. Okay. I would like to tell you one thing here. Why 35%, 43% is included from part 1 and part 2? Because this is the area you have studied F8, you have studied P7, okay, related to audit. But there is only a small portion of internal audit and internal controls. Basically, these subjects are focused on audit and assurance, which is a bit different from internal audit, okay. In audit and assurance, the auditor is responsible and focused on financial statements audit, right? But here, in addition to financial audit, I'm not saying financial statements audit. I'm saying in internal audit, financial audit is also a part. But in addition to this financial audit, operational audits, IT audits, management audits, and a lot of other stuff is going on there. So that's why, since this part 1 and part 2 focuses mainly on these areas and on internal auditing standards, which are called IPPFs, okay, International Professional Standards for Professional Practices, which are basically IIA standards, just like ISAs. So these are applicable in both of these areas. That's why they have high percentage in part 1 and part 2. And part 3 is mostly related to some area of F1 and some area of P1, okay, in which there were a lot of theories and leadership and management and all that stuff, right? So, and the important area here is IT section. Okay, so question is, how is this abridged form? I am saying this is an abridged form. So you might ask the question, why and how is it abridged version or abridged form? So this is the answer. In normal CIA Part 3 syllabus, Foundations of Internal Auditing, this is Essentials of Internal Auditing, the first part, okay? We have seen here the first part, Essentials of Internal Auditing, this thing. So I'm talking about this thing now. Normal 3-part CIA is Essentials of Internal Auditing. So this is this area. So Essentials of Internal Auditing has these high-level areas: Foundations of Internal Auditing, Independence and Objectivity, Proficiency in Due Professional Care, Quality Assurance and Improvement Program, Governance, Risk Management and Control. Specifically, this area you might have studied in P1, and fraud risks. Okay, up to some extent you have also studied in ISAs, responsibility of auditor related to fraud, right? So these are the part 1 or Essentials of Internal Auditing areas in detail for normal CIA part. Okay, but in ACCA, all these things are applicable. But as a percentage, as a whole, they have given it 35%, as we have seen in the previous slide. So all of these areas are applicable, but the related weightages are not given. These are not given here. As you can see, these are not given here. But overall percentage of 35% is given. Okay, so this is how it goes. And you can see here that CIA part 1 of the CIA exam has 14 topics that candidates must know at the basic level and 16 topics that are at proficient level. So this is a separate discussion, what is basic level and what is proficient level. Just you have to understand as of now that basic level is basic understanding of the concepts, and proficiency means application of those concepts in the various scenarios. So this is proficiency. So this was about CIA part 1. Now we go to CIA part 2, and keep in mind why I am saying that it is abridged form. So all the elements of part 2, just like part 1, are equally applicable here. There is no elimination of anything from part 2 also. Part 2 is basically related to practical audit approach. The actual audit which we perform during our engagements. So it is related to that. And since it is internal audit certification, so that is why they will refer everything to the internal auditing standards for managing the internal audit activity, planning the engagement, performing the engagement, and communicating engagement results and monitoring progress. Okay, so these all are part 2 topics, which are all applicable in part 2. But its overall percentage is 43%. So let's go to the third slide. Here you will find the answer why I am saying that it is abridged form. In normal CIA part 3, the business acumen area, which is related to P1, that management related topics, leadership qualities, Maslow's hierarchy of need, and all that stuff, right? Organization structure is also here, flat structure, tall structure, everything. Okay. Strategy, marketing. So these all things are related to this thing. So information security, the second topic is, this is equally applicable. Okay. Information security 25%, information technology, security and technology, these two are different things, please keep in mind, and financial management. So financial management is totally out of here. It is one of the largest area in normal CIA part 3. Although the weightage is, but it covers all the financial accounting, all the cost accounting, all the financial management, basic level issues, advanced financial management related issues, F7, F3, all those subjects, almost all IAS, okay, International Accounting Standards, all these are covered bit by bit here. That makes it a bit lengthy. So instead of financial management, here is data analytics, okay, and information technology and security, which was in detail in normal CA part 3, it is abridged here and merged here with information technology and security. So this was all about CIE challenge exam, and hopefully you have got the answer why it is abridged form. Okay. Conclusion is, main focus of the ACCA CIE challenge exam is on the international professional practices, which we have seen on part 1 and part 2 as a whole, and part 3 mainly IT portion. Okay, because data analytics is also related to IT. Okay, quickly moving on to the next question. What is the cost comparison? Because we have limited time, that's why I'm going a bit fast. You can see normal CAA part 3 is, if you register from Pakistan, $80 annually, which you have to pay directly to the IAA. Since I am from Pakistan, so I can talk about Pakistan. For others, they have to contact their local chapters. If anyone is from India, from Saudi Arabia, from Australia, from UK, and he is or she is to check with the local chapter. Okay. But for Pakistan specifically, they can directly apply to IAA globally and pay this fee. By paying this fee, $80 annually, which is, you can say, the subscription fee per annum, you will become member. And after having the good understanding letter from ACCA, you can apply through the CCMS. Okay, that is a separate long discussion we will discuss about later. Not in this session, maybe sometime later. Okay, so you will have one good standing letter from ACCA, and you will have paid this $80. Okay, then you will be able to submit this application, because you have to be sure that in ACCA you have active member, otherwise you will lose all the fee. This is for normal CIE part 3, and this is the exam fee. I am just giving you this for the comparison purpose. For ACC challenge exam, to become the member, you have to give this $80. But after that, what you have to pay? You have to pay this hefty amount, which is $1,200 US. Yeah, I can understand that is a huge amount and huge amount of investment. But if you compare it with this $935, so what do you see? How much is the difference? It's very nominal difference, right? It's only $260 difference. So by paying $260 more, you are going for CIA challenge exam. This is one-time best opportunity to pass the exam. If you have the right resources and if you have right approach and right coaching, you can pass this exam. I personally, if I would be at your stage and if I had a good mentor, good coaching and good resources, I will go for this. I will take a chance for this. Okay. But based on your financial, you can also go for 3-part normal CIA. It depends on you. It's totally your decision, right? So next thing is, what does this CIA challenge exam, this bundle 1195 will give you? If you will pay 1195, what you will get out of this? So application fee, which was there, 115, that is included here. Registration fee for CIA challenge exam is included here, and a study guide, which I will show you in the next slide, that is also included here. And there are 150 MCQs designed to mimic the questions you might see on the actual exam. So from this 150 question, you will have an idea of what could be the CIA challenge exam. But believe me, these 150 questions are not sufficient for preparation as well as to pass the exam. This is based on my experience. Okay, the last thing which you will get in $1195, access to the international professional framework and standards to help you prepare for the exam. The main thing which the people are concerned about, the study material, which is this study guide and 150 questions. I have gone through this study guide. This is very well written. But the problem is in MCQs because there is not much data or practice database available to practice the question and to pass the exam. Yes, Javeria, can you please tell me how much time is left?
It's 10:42, so I guess it's like 15 minutes past already. 20:25.
Okay, we still have 25 minutes remaining, right?
20-25 minutes back.
Okay, right. That's great. Okay, so next is, this is a study guide. This is a very well written guide. This is over 300 pages guide. But the problem is that there are few questions in this guide. So this is the guide which you will get when you will pay the $1,195. Okay. Next is registration deadlines. Okay, the registration opened from 1st of August, which is already gone. And we are out of August now. So the only month remaining is September. Okay. So from today or tomorrow, if you make up your mind and if you feel that you can go for CIE challenge exam, within September, you have to register. Okay. And I would suggest you immediately after registering, you should select a date. The point is, if you register for CIE challenge exam, you should register immediately for a testing window, because there are normal CIE part 3 exams which are ongoing and now CIE challenge exam. Okay. So because of Corona, many people were unable to take the exam, and all were preparing. They intend to take exam in these months because Corona is a bit settled now and the exam centers are open and the online testing system is also available. You can take the exam at your home. So you should quickly and immediately book the window. You can book 30th of November, 29th of November and whatever you want. Okay. So this could be a challenging task if you apply now. So these are retake registrations. God forbid if you could not get through this exam in November 2020. So this is the next registration window, which is from November to 31st January. And you have to pay $795 again. God forbid if you don't clear this exam in this window. Okay. So from 1st to 28th of February, you can retake the exam, but you have to book that in these dates. So these are some key dates which are available for your registration and selection of the exam date. Pass rate. So the most important question after this all material comes, what is the pass rate? Pass rate is between 40 to 45% for CIE challenge exam, and for normal CIE part 3 exam, this ranges from 42 to 49%. Okay. So yes, right. You are saying right that it has a bit lower passing percentage. And one of the most important reason and common reason I would say is unavailability of the related database, which I have told you earlier, and proper study guideline. इसको पढ़ना कैसे है भाई, ठीक है? These two are the basic issues. That's why almost 45% of the people pass this exam. So what if I fail, God forbid, in November 2020 attempt? We have discussed that you have another window, which is February 2021, and the fee is $795 for members. I'm not talking about non-members because non-members fee is pretty high. So I would never suggest to go for non-member. Become a member and pay this fee. And there are many other benefits for membership because you will have free access to many internal audit resources, while the non-members have to pay to download those resources. So the next question is, how can we help in this whole scenario? The first point is by providing guidance on self-preparation, which will be free of cost. How? If you register, you will take the study guide, definitely, and there will be 150 MCQs with that. In addition to this, I would suggest you to have GLIME, Hawk, and IAA or Willy study material. Most important are these 3 question databases. You don't have to buy any book for that. You only have to take the question and answer database. And I'm sure you will have many questions on this. Many people will ask, I don't know what are the questions going on there, but I know that many people will ask, sir, do you have this material? Because I am still teaching CIE online. Alhamdulillah, my part 1 and part 3 batches are ongoing right now, and I am teaching them normal CIE part 1 and normal CIE part 3. Okay. What is the testing center where we have to take the test? There are 2 options. The testing center is managed by the Pearson VUE, and this is the last part of the exam. You have to book your exam through Pearson VUE, and in some areas, in some countries, online home testing is also available. It is called online proctoring. So this is also available in some countries. You have to check on the website of IIA. And important thing here is that you can book any date at your ease. You have to see what are the holidays in your relevant country. For example, in Saudi Arabia, Friday and Saturday is off. Okay. So on Friday, no one takes the exam, but on Saturday, some institutes are available. In Pakistan, Sunday is off, and in some companies, Saturday is also off. Okay. But Sunday is the public holiday. So Sunday, there will no be exam, but on Friday and Saturday, you can take the exam in Pakistan, and likewise you can check in your relevant countries. Whatever the public holiday is there will be no exam, but for other days you can take the date and time also. Normally there are 3 slots available: morning, noon and evening. So you have to select from these slots. It is 3-hour slot each. For example, 9 to 12, and from 12 to 3, and from 3 to 6. But it depends on country to country and center to center. Maybe they will offer only 2 slots, 9 to 12 or 12 to 3. They might not offer 3 to 6. It depends. Okay. So you have to check your local Pearson VUE center. Okay. So these are my contact details. If you want to contact me, you can contact me through WhatsApp. And this is the email. And this is the Facebook page, CIA CISA CFE with Hamad Ahmed. You can go and check that page. I'm also available on YouTube. There are my recorded lectures on YouTube, which will be very helpful for you guys to study if you are studying normal CIA Part 3 or CIA Challenge exam. And on LinkedIn, you can search me with Hamad Ahmed CIA or Hamad Ahmed like this. This was all. I tried to cover things in quick manner. Yes, Javeria, up to you. Thank you very much.
All right. So far, I only see like 2 questions over here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first one is that it's like 1195 USD are for the IIM members, and for the non-members, you said it's 1545 USD. So the person is trying to ask that, do all the ACCA members have to pay like 1545 then 1545 US dollars?
No, all the members have not to pay. There are 2 things: non-member and member. So if you are member, then you have to pay 1195. This is member and non-membership with respect to IIA, not with respect to ACCA. Okay, this you have to keep in mind. This is the membership and non-membership category of IIA USA. If you pay $80 from Pakistan, you will become member, and this fee will be applicable on you. But if you are non-member, means not a member of IIA USA, then you have to pay 1545. Okay. And if you are asking about ACCA member and not member, then it is totally not applicable to you in your case. Okay. Why? Because if you are not a member, you won't be able to take this exam, because ACCA CIE Challenge exam is applicable only to those who are ACCA members and active members. This is very important. Active members. Right. Yes, Javeria.
All right. Then there's this other question that what is the passing percentage out of 150 MCQs? Like how much marks are to be obtained?
Yeah, in normal CIA part 3, there is scoring 250 to 750. Okay. And a person who scores 600 or above is considered a pass candidate. So it is around about 75% to 80 passing percentage. In short, you can apply this criteria to ACCA CIE Challenge exam also. So at least you have to take 75 to 80%, but I always suggest to the students to consider 80% as your criteria and prepare for that. Prepare for more than that. You should be able to score 90% during your preparation, then you will fall at 80% and you will pass. So 600 or above score is required to pass this exam, and this score means that question number 1 may have 10 scores, question number 2 might have 15 scores, question number 3 might have 30 scores. It depends on the difficulty level of that particular question. So scores are calculated in this way. These are not numbers like ACCA and CCA and relevant exam. Every question had different scores, and these are up to 750 scores in total. So 600 or more is required to pass the exam. Yes, Divya, next question.
Okay, the third question is regarding the study material. There is someone who asked that that person is registered already and has got the study material, but the study material can be accessed online only and it's not downloadable. So, like, will the software includes all the questions for the challenge exam syllabus, but this would, like, more likely confuse the user. So kindly confirm this.
Yes, okay. So, yes, you are right. These are web based. You can only prepare by logging on to your account, and you can see the question and answer, and you can answer the question, then see the explanation, right? So this is web based. The software which I was referring to, these are different software. These are not IIA software. One is Gleim software and one is Hawk software. Okay. So I have these two software for additional preparation. So this is what I have, and this I will provide you so as to prepare you more questions than what is given in the official study guide. Javeria, is it answered?
I really hope so. Yeah. Kindly let us know in the comment section if your question has been answered accordingly. All right, moving to the next question. Now, there is a self-study related question that how much time period or tentative time is sufficient for the preparation of the CIA challenge exam?
Okay, how much time is required? Actually, it depends on your availability. If you are full-time student, I would suggest you to go for full 2 months, okay, 2 or 3 months, whatever time you have. And since there is a lot of data to prepare, I am assuming that you are full-time student. You should give at least 4 hours daily. Actually, it is one exam, but it has 3 parts, okay. Exam is one, but all the 3 parts are combined here, as we have seen in the previous slide. So it requires effort, it requires time, and it requires effort in right direction. If you are preparing the material from study guide and everything and you're not preparing well and in the right direction, then there is a risk you may not succeed. So please prepare in the right direction, and then hopefully inshallah you will pass. And the second thing, the members who are job holders, I would like to suggest them at least get 2 hours daily from their busy routine. And one important thing which normally sellers don't tell the students, but I am here to help you guys, keep main focus on question and answer database. This is very important and critical for your preparation. Study guide is there, but it is for help and support. But your main concern should always be on the practice, because there is one concept and there could be many different scenarios and variations. Okay. So this you have to keep in mind, that you have to focus on question and answer database, not only on study guide.
Right. The next question is regarding the study material compilation. That you have the question bank compilation of Gleim, Hawk, and Willy. I hope I'm pronouncing the author's name right. And the person requires the bank around 500 MCQs compiled from Gleim, Hawk.
Yes. So what's the question?
Like, do you have a compilation regarding that? Study material compilation, study bank of these authors available?
Yes. Actually, I have compilation, means they are in PDF form, one thing, and the other is software, which I have told you. So I have both of these.
Shall we move on to the other question?
Yes, please.
Okay, so there is this person requesting that it'll be appreciable if you share the recordings in the WhatsApp group. So, like, what kind of a recording is this? I mean, audience, asking for, like, the recording of this session or some other lecture recording?
Yes, whoever asked this question, please clarify. Are you asking about this recording specifically? If you are asking about this recording, it will be available. I am assuming that he was asking about this recording. Yes, any other question? Because the time is running out.
Right. The next question says that, but the software which you provide for additional practice will cover all 3 parts in detail and not only the syllabus from challenge exam, or will it customize it accordingly?
Yes, actually I have customized it according to the challenge exam. This is the basically job of a mentor or a guide or a teacher, right? If I will provide you everything, that is not benefit of you, right? So I have customized, I have a list of questions or list of items or topics which you have to prepare from that particular software and question database. That's it. That is relevant to CIE challenge exam. Otherwise, it will be useless. You only require that part of knowledge which will make you pass the exam. So that's what I always focus. That is my approach. You will get all the knowledge of the world when you are on the jobs. Just now you have to pass the exam and you should be provided with that knowledge only, and that approach is very important in MCQs. That's why I built in my students. Yes, next question.
I see no more questions so far. So
Okay.
any more questions, guys? Yeah, no more questions.
Okay, guys, thank you very much for your time and hope you have enjoyed this webinar. And please do provide us the feedback.
Mr.
And
Nawaz,
up to Javeria, yes.
I would just like to add one thing, that if in case somebody comes up with any other question or query in case, so that person is like more than welcome to send their question regarding an email or the WhatsApp group. It will be entertained in near future, right?
Yes, definitely. If you have any other questions, definitely we will answer you on the WhatsApp group. It is easy and quick. No problem in that.